G'day to my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And this morning I come to you from magical icebergs, the Icebergs Pool, a magnificent 50-metre ocean pool situated here at the southern end of Bondi Beach. I've just come out, I've done my 40 laps, 2 Ks, 1 hour non-stop swimming, and it's something that I do on a regular basis as often as I can, and I love being down here Sunday mornings. The pool opens up at 6:30, so that's my thing, and I do it throughout the year, summer, autumn, winter and spring, and it's something that I thoroughly enjoy, and I recommend to everybody to give it a go at some point in your life. And the way you start off is you come down, you do 1 or 2 laps, then you just build it up from there until you get to a point where you can do 30, 40, 50, 100 laps. I've done 100 laps in this pool, and it's just mechanical. So once you're in the rhythm, once you're in your zone, then it's something which is just wonderful to do. Anyway, let's kick off and do a book summary now that I've got you. And it's a beautiful day. It was a magnificent sunrise this morning. Even though there was cloud cover on the horizon, as soon as the sun got up a little bit over the horizon, it burnt off all the cloud and it presented us with an awesome morning. So the book that I want to take you through today is entitled When Things Fall Apart. And the author is Pema Chodron, and it's a book of hope, and it's a book that talks about how to bounce back and how to make the most of things which challenge us. And there's one thing for sure and for certain is that everybody is going to get challenged throughout their life at some point in time. And nobody is immune to the backhanders and the slaps that life has to offer all of us. So the key message that the author puts forward in this book is that there is always, listen to me, there is always a way forward. So don't give up. And we need to learn to bounce back from adversity, because adversity is here to test us, it's here to see what we're made of, and we mustn't let it get on top of us. So the first of the 3 points that come out of this book are that you can only understand and work through fear once you stop resisting it. Let me just show you the beautiful reflection in that window behind me. How wonderful is it? So the key message, the first message from this book, is that you can only understand and work through fear once you stop resisting it. So the key message is we're going to stop resisting fear and instead learn how to embrace it, how to work with it, and how to surf it. So once again, a call to action here is to be attentive and to try and understand, try and work through your fears so that you understand what your fears are, and not to resist them, but to work with them is the first thing you need to do in order to get on top of it. So what is fear? According to the author, fear is an indicator that you're getting close to discovering important truths about difficulties that you face. Now that's a pretty powerful point, that fear is an indicator that you're getting close to learning truths about the difficulties that you face. So it's important to face those difficulties and face those truths and learn the lessons. You know, you can't really avoid a lot of these things. They come out of the blue, but it's a learning opportunity, something that's going to help you grow, develop, and become a better version of you. So the first point is that we need to reflect on fear, because at the end of the day, your life, my life, our children's lives, our parents' lives if they're still alive, grandparents, friends and relatives, our lives are constantly changing and are constantly in a flux of change and exchange. So you can learn to avoid it. You can learn to try and run away from it or hide from it. But the best thing to do, according to the author, is to stop resisting it, to address it, and do something with it. Okay, so that's the first point. So the second point to come out of this book is the importance of questioning your hopes and fears if you want to rid yourself of constant dissatisfaction. The only way to get fulfillment in our lives is to address and embrace our fears and learn what the lessons are that those fears are trying to teach us, is what the author is trying to get to. And another important point that the author gives us here is that we need to be careful not to be too hopeful in life, nor too positive, because by being too hopeful and too positive, it basically leads us into bitter disappointment if your hopes and dreams are not realised. Because not every hope and not every dream is going to be realised. You know, we're not all going to get married. We're not all going to have children. We're not all going to live to the age of 90. So whilst it's important to have positive dreams and positive sort of feelings, we mustn't get too attached to it and too hooked up to it, for fear that if they don't materialise, that we end up being bitter, twisted, and very, very damaged, I guess is the lesson. Wow, the sun, the sun is so hot and it's beating down on me. Oh, I just can't believe it. This morning sun, this morning summer sun, but it's always like this. Even in winter, the morning sun here is glorious. I can't recommend it highly enough. So if ever you get a chance, come on down to Bondi, come to Iceberg's Pool. It's a $9, just $9 casual fee to get into the pool, and you've got hot showers, you've got a sauna, and you've got the pool facilities as well as a cafe. You can probably see the cafe down there. People just enjoying themselves at the cafe. So what else can we find here? So in the Tibetan language, the author tells us there's a word called Raydok, and it's a combination of two words. The words are fear and hope, and it's the feeling that we experience when we're looking forward to a better life, while at the same time we're being afraid of failure. So there are some cultures that actually verbalise and capture some of these feelings. So the word is Raydok, a combination of both fear and hope. So there's another call to action that the author brings us to, and that is to question both our expectations and our worries, and try and find a balance, and to ensure that we don't spend too much time in either realm of those two. So the third point to come out of this book on this wonderful, wonderful summer's day is that we need to examine the truths of impermanence. Examine the truths of impermanence, suffering, and egolessness if you want to have more meaning in your life. Because the more ego that we have, the more we're wiring ourselves up for pain and suffering is the bottom line. And the other point that the author makes here is that everything and everyone will end one day. So the whole concept of impermanence is irrelevant from a physical perspective, but from a Christian perspective, we all know that our souls will be impermanent, and we all look forward to the second coming, where we hope and expect to be resurrected and made one with God. So another one here is that suffering is also another part of life that needs to be deliberated without the contrast of opposites. So here's another important point. If we didn't have the contrasts of opposites, then life wouldn't be worth living. We wouldn't be able to experience the full spectrum of life. So we need to learn to be grateful and to be egoless. So we need to let go of the constant thinking about yourself, and to learn that it's not all about us. We need to grow, develop, and realise that our lives are all about everybody else. So it's about being of service to God and of being service to our friends, our family, our work peers, our communities, and to let go of ourselves. And by letting go of yourself, then you're letting go of a lot of expectations, and then you're relieving yourself, you're liberating yourself to live a life where you can give to others and enjoy the fruits of being somebody who is a giver and not a taker. It's important to look after ourselves, of course, to manage our health, to manage our thinking, and to do all that's necessary to make us stronger individuals. But the reason why we become wealthy, the reason why we become stronger, the reason why we become smarter, the reason why we become more connected and better connected is so that we can help not ourselves, but to help others around us. So I guess that's it. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I'll just turn the page. My granddaughter got hold of my notes and has scribbled her notes through it as well, which is just beautiful. I just can't wait to catch up with her and have a laugh about that. But thanks for joining me on Jim's 5am Club and going through this book summary entitled When Things Fall Apart by Chodron. And we'll finish up with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and most importantly, let's look at being able to bounce back. Let's look at our bounceability and understanding to deal with fear, and to know that fear is something which is an indicator that shows us that we're getting closer and closer to learning some valuable lessons in life and some valuable lessons in terms of who we are and what we're capable of. So thank you very much for joining me on Jim's 5am Club, and I look forward to coming to you again from a different location. Another wonderful location, I hope, because Sydney is just full of beautiful locations. And we'll go through a book summary, we'll discuss it, we'll go on a journey, we'll see where it leads us, and hopefully we can learn, grow, and pass it on, and help us get through the morning, get through the day, and prepare us for the week ahead. So thank you once again. Yasas, Filakia, and we'll chat again. Bye for now.